Welcome in, Cancer, and happy birthday. This is a birthday reading for Cancer 2026. Let's go ahead and get started. I hope you are doing well. All right, Cancer. A birthday reading. This is also a check in with you. Let's see what your guides and guardians have to say, what wisdom they have to share with you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing. All right, Cancer, birthday reading for Cancer. Let's take a look at your energy, Cancer. Let's take a look at your energy. We've got two very opposite energies. So we've got the Devil and we've got the Ace of Cups here. Um, so what I'm feeling here is conflicted. um, I almost wonder if you're kind of bouncing back and forth between these two energies and you're having maybe a hard time um you're having a hard time grounding into either one. So with the Devil energy, what I'm feeling with this is maybe getting too, I mean, this is kind of obvious, but maybe getting too caught up in the negative, maybe being too caught up in things are never going to change or things are just going to keep getting worse, feeling really chained down, held back. Maybe this could even be some fear coming in, fear about the future, fear about all kinds of things. It's a very repressive energy with the Devil. And then I see you stepping more into what I feel is your true nature, because you are water, is the Ace of Cups. Having a lot of gratitude. And maybe this is how you're balancing this energy, which is really smart if that's what you're doing. Um, really focusing on what you're grateful for, all of the things that bring you a lot of joy and happiness, the ways that your cup was overflowing. So I can see that this is a way of you lightening yourself up. Really focused on the dragonfly. That might mean something to some of you, but feeling really lighthearted, grateful, happy, looking forward to the future, looking forward to whatever it is that brings you a lot of joy. But interesting, two very different energies here that I feel you're bouncing between. Um, and that's actually pretty normal. I think most people, this is kind of what we do, the dance that we do, bouncing between really repressive, heavy energy and really light, heartfelt energy. Okay. So that is your energy right now, Cancer. So, what does Spirit want to talk to you about? What does Spirit want to talk to you about? All of the Cancers out there. What does Spirit want to talk to you about? I keep hearing becoming you. Okay, so we've got the four, okay, Four of Pentacles in reverse. Let me show you what this card looks like upright. So very rigid, um, confined. It's in reverse, so I do like that. So again, I feel like this is talking more, this is looking at um, more of your fears. uh, Probably focused around money. Pentacles is talking about money. So I feel like what Spirit would like to talk to you about at this time is hoarding or controlling behaviors around money, and what's going on with that. What's going on with that? Why is this happening? fear of lack. Again, I'm getting, fear of the future. What and what I think Spirit is wanting to remind you of is you do have an abundant future, and anything is possible. All doors are opened to you. And a reminder here that you are connected to God, you are a part of Source, an infinite and abundant energy, and you are that. So being mindful of that. All right, what else do we need to know about this this fear around money, future? This could even be hoarding things or hoarding money. And also, just a reminder, and I'm sure you already know this, but when you get into this type of fear, this repressed kind of energy, you temporarily do cut yourself off from source. Um, so just a reminder to keep, buoying yourself up when you're in that place. And stay focused on the present. What is happening in that moment? Because quite often, what is happening in that moment isn't probably isn't anything scary. So going deeper into this hoarding, controlling, fearful energy around money and the future, we've got the Page of Pentacles popping up here in reverse. I do feel like this page is representing you. And I feel like this card is asking you to explore where these fears are coming from, especially the fear towards about the future. Is that because you don't have a path forward or you don't have a plan for the future? What's going on with that? Perhaps maybe you just need to plan something for the future, plan something fun, give yourself something to look forward to. The other thing that you might want to look at that might help you feel better. I like the idea that there's a garden on this card. There's a pumpkin here. So, maybe planting a garden, doing something practical to help you feel like you are contributing to your well-being, you're contributing to your future. So planting a garden, having food, having something, practical. It doesn't have to be a garden, but the garden on the card reminded me of that. This could also be seeking out a financial advisor and getting a plan for your future. Oftentimes, just having a plan can help you feel more at ease. I also think planning something. So plan something fun, plan a trip, just anything. Plan something fun for the future. So you have something fun to look forward to. And don't believe all of the whatever it is that you are, whatever you're hearing, whatever the news is telling you, don't believe in all of that. Uh, this universe is infinitely abundant. There is enough for everyone, and God is not going to leave you high and dry. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at your recent past and see what's been going on. Let's take a look at the energy that you are coming from, Cancer. The energy that you are coming from, the recent past. Oh, we've got the star. This is a really beautiful energy to be coming from. Um, I love the bright blue on this card too. This is This is the energy of coming from a difficult time, coming from, you're stepping out of some hardships, some difficulties, and anything is possible. Brighter days are ahead. This is really feeling in tune with the universe, in tune with yourself, in tune with God, um, feeling connected to something greater. This also kind of, I don't know why this is coming up, but this feels like a near death experience. Um, if any of you have had a near death experience, you'll know that energy that I'm talking about. It's just kind of a reminder of where where you came from, which is an infinite creator. I'm wondering if maybe you've forgotten this type of energy, maybe you stepped out of this type of energy. But this is the energy that you were coming from, which is a really nice energy. It's bright beginnings, it's wishing on a star, it's wishes and dreams coming true. And maybe just everyday life has kind of gotten you down. Maybe, other things have transpired that have dampened that that wishful, dreamy, imaginative part of you. All right, let's take a look at your mindset. What's going on in your mind? Let's take a look at your mindset, Cancer. Where is your mind? I ask that question about myself all the time. And I often don't know. Where is your mind, Cancer? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Hmm. Are you bored? Are you feeling like you don't have purpose? You don't have a direction. You don't have that. Uh, what was the word I was looking for? I just got distracted by a cat. That's how quickly I lose my mind. But this is feeling undervalued. Now, this is your mind. So this isn't necessarily true, but this could be beliefs that you are exploring. Um, this could be part of this repressed energy here that you're bouncing back and forth from. So, and interesting that it's pentacles when we're talking about um, fear of the future, fear of, not having enough money. How are you going to make ends meet? And then also maybe feeling undervalued. For some of you, maybe this is an invitation to, I don't know, find another way to make money, find a way. So, and if it's not money that you're really focused on and you're feeling undervalued, maybe this is investing your energy into something that will bring you a lot of joy. So this could be a hobby, a craft, learning something new. But I'm really feeling the feeling undervalued or not feeling like you have a purpose. Feeling like you are just spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. Now, this is your mindset. It doesn't mean that this is what is actually happening, but this is where your mind is at. So, I mean, I can totally see how that could play into feeling, repressed, feeling like, what does my future hold? All right, let's keep going. And if we need to pull clarifiers on anything, we can. Do you have a lot of earth energy coming in? So I'm just going to take a pause here and see what we have before I move on. Um, so we've got the Sun in Virgo, Sun in Capricorn. We've got the Page of Pentacles, Capricorn with the Devil, Aquarius with the Star. I'm just looking for any repeating anything. So we definitely have the sun energy here coming through, but it's really dampened down. So I feel like this is you, Cancer, suppressing your light, suppressing your joy, and maybe you're doing that on purpose. Um, this could be, maybe you're feeling maybe you feel guilty, maybe you're feeling like you shouldn't, you have a lot to be happy and grateful about, and maybe there's some shame or guilt around that. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, only you can answer that question. So maybe look at why you are not allowing yourself to stand in the full light of you, to stand in the light of the sun, because we've got the sun coming through here with the 4 of Pentacles. We've got the sun, and we've got the sun coming through with this 8 of Pentacles. They're both in reverse though. Maybe not feeling worthy of having your dreams come true, or having all of the abundance that you have. Maybe that's also what keeps you from having greater abundance too. There could be some guilt or shame there. So maybe take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at the near future. Near future. Near future for Cancer. Let's see what is coming in for Cancer. Nice, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So, any worries or fears you have around money, I don't really think you need to be too concerned about that. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like whatever's happening here, whatever, fear you have, you work through it. I do feel like this Queen of Pentacles is representing you, because we had the Page of Pentacles representing you. I feel like whatever this is, you do work through it. I feel like you probably have some aha moments about why you um, may not allow yourself to have nice things, or why you might have shame or guilt around money or abundance. I feel like you work that out, because we've got this Queen of Pentacles coming up in the near future. So I feel like whatever's going on right now with you, you do work through it, and you come out on top. And I love that it's the Queen of Pentacles rather than the King of Pentacles would be great too. But the Queen of Pentacles, there's just a softer energy, and I feel like her energy is just a really good match to your energy, Cancer. So, yeah, so whatever is going on, whatever fears you have, I do feel like you work through that, and again, you come out on top. So that's good. Okay, so let's take a look at this point, let's get some advice and guidance from your guides. What would what do your guides want you to know about all of this? I keep hearing, don't forget your magic. Don't forget who you are. Don't get bogged down in the heaviness. All right, advice and guidance here. We've got the Hierophant. What a great Cancer card. Um, I know that the Hierophant represents Taurus in tarot, but I've always kind of felt like the Hierophant represents Cancer because most of the Cancers I know are very wise people. So trust your guidance, fall back on the wisdom, fall back on what you know to be true, not the fear-based things that you sometimes think are truth. But your internal wisdom, what you truly know to be true about this world, your experience, God. This feels like getting connected. I do feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect from your spiritual self. Maybe you and there's nothing wrong with this. I do this all the time. I'll be really connected to my guides. I'll feel really connected to God. And then things happen and I step back from it a little bit. So I do feel like you have done that. You've stepped back from maybe some spiritual traditions or ways of keeping you grounded in a spiritual way. So I feel like reconnecting with some of those old habits or traditions would be helpful. So, maybe you had a habit at one time of meditating once a week or, journaling or whatever it was. I feel like there was something that you did on a regular basis that really helped keep you connected to God and keep you connected to the universe, and you stepped away from that for a while. So, invitation to get back into that or to start something new. That could even just be, going for a walk and getting in touch with nature. But trust your wisdom. Let's take a look at the outside influence, other people around you, the environment around you. Let's see what's going on there. The energy around Cancer. What is going on around Cancer? What's going on around you, Cancer? Let's take this one. Eight of Wands. This could be a lot of, well, I will tell you, this feels like chaotic energy. This is not you. This is the people around you. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe you have too many people pulling you in different directions, people wanting you to help them with their problems, needing, or maybe even just expecting you um, to take action on their behalf. Eight of Wands, this is fast moving energy. It feels chaotic, but this is the energy around you. These are the people around you. It almost kind of feels like there's not much space for you. Maybe it kind of feels like you don't have a lot of space to breathe. I do feel this connected to the Devil card. So I feel like it's this energy that's kind of wearing you down. So in some of this, I'm sure is going to be out of your control. This could be adult children that's chaotic energy. It could be young children that you're caring for. This could be elderly parents that you're caring for. This is situations that this could be a spouse. These are situations that you don't have control over. However, you might need to put some boundaries in place, allow yourself to have a timeout, and also keep in mind you might not have the answers. You might not be able to fix all of these situations. And perhaps saying no and just leaving it up to that person to work out might be the best route to go. And we've got two eights here. Interesting with, yeah, I'm not quite sure why. Hmm. I kind of feel like Cancer, you've disconnected from yourself. Maybe you've forgotten who you are. Maybe you've forgotten what, what's important to you. I know family's important to you. Um, maybe it's time to be selfish and create some space and time for you. I don't know. There's something here I'm not getting, and that's okay. I do feel like with the two eights here, eights, the energy of eight can bring in a lot of realization. So you could be having a lot of epiphanies here in the next little while, probably regarding the people around you. Perhaps, yeah, just learning to say no and to create better boundaries. Don't sacrifice yourself and your well-being for the people around you, even though I know you love them. Um, yeah, I'm kind of wondering if that's what's making you feel really kind of worn out or burned out, is the constantly saying yes or constantly showing up to help others without taking time to help yourself. Okay. Let's take a look at your hopes and fears. I feel like we've already looked at your fears. So let's take a look at what do you want? What are you hoping for? What are some of the big dreams you have? I don't feel like we need to look at fears here. So, um, what do you want? What are you hoping for? Oh, look at this. We've got the Lovers card coming out. I love this for you. Um, this is peace, serenity, time out for you. Time to really connect with, this is kind of what I've been feeling here, is this disconnect from yourself, from spirit, from the universe, and it's rekindling that. Make creating this time for you. I don't know, maybe maybe it's time to plan a vacation. I know we talked about that at the beginning, planning something fun just for you, for your future. It could be something really simple, but it needs to be something that is for you. You're not doing it necessarily for other people. And it's something that you can do without being rushed, moving slow, enjoying the moment. This could be, a date night, connecting with your lover, your spouse, whoever. Um, but I feel more than anything, I feel like this is tuning back into you. Creating some space and buffer, around you. Well, this doesn't need to be a hope. This is something you can totally create, Cancer. You can 100% create that for yourself. All right, let's look at potential outcome. I mean, you've got a lot of beautiful things going on. Yeah, there's a little bit of a disconnect, worries and fears around money in the future. Um, I do feel like you're balancing that really well with the Ace of Cups. Some boundaries with people around you. Maybe it's even prioritizing. So of course, family would come first. Friends would come, second. So maybe having prioritizing people That way it doesn't feel like you're constantly putting out fires. You don't have to take everyone's call. You don't have to respond to every text right then. It just feels like you need space. That's what I'm feeling here, Cancer. I feel like you guys need space. Potential outcome. Potential outcome for Cancer. And then we'll tune into July's energy for you. Potential outcome. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one, you could book a one-on-one Google Meet, and we could do a similar reading. You could also book a pre-recorded video. It's a similar format to this, but it would be directed at you personally rather than a collective read. So the links below. All the links are below for that. Wow, look, we've got another eight of cups, potential outcome, walking away. I feel I feel like for some of you, you are going back to prioritizing people. I do feel like for some of you, this is walking away from people. Not that they're not serving you, not that they're not wonderful people, and you do care about them, but maybe they're just too high drama. You're just deciding to step away from certain people that take too much energy. That's one of the things I'm feeling from this card. I do feel like Cancer, you are really looking at your life and reconfiguring it, looking at how can I make more time for myself? What needs do I have? What is important for me? Um, I do feel like you're going to have a lot of realizations coming through. I wonder, and I'm also wondering with all of these eights, if maybe that's going to happen more towards August. And that might even be when you get to the point where you're like, okay, enough is enough. And I've got to make some changes. I'm putting my foot down, and here's what I'm doing. Here, these are the changes that I'm making. But clearly in the future, you are walking away from. It does feel like people for you. It doesn't have to be people. That could be habits. It could be it could be a job, that's not serving you. But I do feel strongly that this is more people. It's emotional connections that are just draining. And it could be that you're not completely closing the door on those people, but you have um very strong boundaries in place with these people, and you've had to do it for self-preservation. And I also think that's being very wise, going back to the Hierophant. So shifts in definitely shifts with friends. This could be shifts within your family too. Prioritizing it's prioritizing how you're investing your energy and your time. All right, so let's go ahead and pull one card. Um, a birthday wish for Cancer, and get selfish, Cancer. I feel like it's time. It's time for you just to get kind of selfish here. All right, birthday wish for Cancer. What is birthday wish from your guides, from God, from the universe? Birthday wish for Cancer. I love the moon. Yeah, and the moon on this card kind of feels like an eclipse. Going back to that dragonfly, your presence is requested. Card number 20. Your presence is requested. Yes, getting back to yourself, getting back to the whole of you. I also feel like this is your guides asking you to they miss you. They're wanting you to reconnect with them. Reconnect with your higher self, with source, whatever that is for you. Yeah, your presence is requested. Your guides miss you. I love the lightness of this. Dragonflies, I mean, yes, they are light, they fly, they have wings, but there's just a particular lightness when I see a dragonfly. Um, I don't know what it is about them. They do remind me of fairies. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's just a very light, unburdened, free, creative feeling with dragonflies. And perhaps that's what the universe is wanting for you, Cancer. So that is their birthday wish, to be reconnected. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these cards back in. Happy birthday, Cancer. And we're going to go ahead and look at the month of July. So when I was tuning into the energy of July, what I was feeling, well, first, what I heard was behind the veil, barriers hide the heart of the matter. So, looking behind the veil, there are barriers hiding the heart of the matter. So, this does kind of fit in a little bit with the epiphanies and realizations that I was feeling that you could be having in the near future. So, paying attention to small details, I think, is going to be really important, especially when it has to do with matters of the heart. So, family, friends, your health, paying attention to little things and then investigating them, asking questions are going to be really important. The other thing that I kept seeing was Aries and Virgo, the energy of Aries, the energy of Virgo. And to me, that felt like details inform action. So paying attention to the little details that come up throughout the month and then taking action on them is going to be really helpful. The other thing I kept seeing was a clock. So to me, that is now is the time to take action. Now is the time to pay attention to the little things that maybe you've been putting off, especially when it has to do with how you're feeling. Again, going back to the heart of the matter. And then the most important thing, well, maybe not the most important, but the thing that stood out the most, I kept seeing figs. So that to me felt like awakening to truth, to a new truth. And I think you come to this truth by paying attention to the heart of the matter, looking behind the veil and seeing what barriers have been put up around your heart. Um, and then, awakening to that truth. Figs also talk about peace, beauty, abundance, all of that, but I really felt like the figs were more connected to awakening to truth. So I do feel like the month of July, you have the opportunity to kind of peek behind the curtains and see the inner workings of your world. And perhaps that's why Spirit was saying, hey, awaken to your presence is needed. We need you to be present with us. We need to have a conversation. We need to have a heart to heart. So are you ready to peek behind the curtains and see the inner working of your world? That's really what I'm feeling for July. Really, it's been really interesting. I feel like June, and I feel like this energy is going to continue into July. It feels more like fall. It feels more, I don't know what it is. And it could be, I mean, I do feel like when around solstice, the veil does feel thinner. So maybe that's what I'm feeling. I don't know. So the questions I want to ask with this energy is, what from your past needs to be laid to rest? What is then illuminated or set free? And now is the time to take action on what? And then the final question is going to be, what truth are you awakening to? So, Cancer, what from your past needs to be laid to rest? I feel like when Spirit was talking about the barriers around your heart, I feel like this is something from the past that needs to be laid to rest. One of the things, I feel like there's several barriers, but what from your past, Cancer, needs to be laid to rest? We've got the Justice card. So interesting because, um, well, here's what I wrote down. Behind the veil, barriers hide the heart of the matter. Obstacles faced by investigating or pursuing justice. So, facing obstacles around justice, and you have the Justice card here. So, what from your past, what injustice do you feel you experienced, um, that you've not been able to let it go? It's always kind of haunting you. It's with you. You have a hard time moving forward from that. It's always just kind of lingering there. What is that for you? Because whatever that is, it's time to lay that to rest. It's a block that it's now time to release and let go of. And Cancer, only you are going to know what that is. So the Justice card, this could be, someone, and this is someone from your past. This is something from your past. This could be the way someone has treated you. It could be the way a parent treated you. Um, it's any kind of injustice that you have experienced, from your past. And I wouldn't think too hard about it. Whatever comes to your mind first, that's probably it. It's time to lay that to rest. And if you do that, if you're able to do that, what is then illuminated or set free? Once Cancer lays this injustice to rest, what is then illuminated or set free? Seven of Cups, feeling of feeling like you have a choice. Isn't that it's so interesting how a memory, an experience that you are holding on to could block you from feeling like you have a choice. So you're going to feel this feels spacious. It feels like you have a choice. You have more choices, you have more options available to you. And this doesn't feel overwhelming either. There is, and I don't always feel that with the 7 of Cups. But that's what I'm feeling like you have a lot of options, a lot of things to choose from. It's new doors opening for you. There's just a spaciousness here, feeling lighter, feeling like you can breathe deeper, feeling more peaceful and relaxed. I really love the lavender on this card. Amethyst, I think, would be a great crystal for you to work with this month. I'm really feeling amethyst. Amethyst cathedrals, if you have any of those, spend some time around amethyst. Yeah, so more doors opening for you, more options being available to you, Cancer. I really love that. Now is the time to take action on what? Now is the time to take action on what? What should Cancer take action on this month? King of Swords. Um, getting very clear on a clear path forward. So what is that for you? This again, I feel like that you need to be selfish here. Um, this is creating a direction for you. This could be something that you've wanted for a long time that you've not allowed yourself to have. I feel like it's now time to take action on that. Prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first. Trusting your inner wisdom and guidance to guide you forward. Not second guessing yourself. And this is staying in the same type of energy here of that spaciousness. So what could help you feel lighter, more free? What is that for you? I feel like it's going to be something very specific, but this is standing in your truth. This is standing your ground, reminding others that you are important too, and you deserve to be prioritized. You deserve to be a priority. So, what is something that you have been wanting for yourself that maybe you've been putting off or denying or, whatever? Maybe you feel like it would inconvenience people around you. It's time to move forward on that path. King of Swords. It's following, having mental clarity. And I feel like if you're able to lay down this injustice, that does help. Um, it brings in mental clarity, new ideas. This could be, for example, this could be a path towards greater health. Things that you've wanted to do to improve your health, changing your lifestyle. That's just, one possible path. But it's something that you're doing for yourself. And as you're walking down this path and you're moving down that path, what truth are you awakening to? What are you, Cancer, what are you starting to realize and understand? What truth are you awakening to? Going back to that energy of the fig, what truth are you awakening to? What truth are you awakening to? We got the Eight of Wands. Again, I just keep hearing, awakening to the fact that you are a priority and the life is moving really fast. And now is the time. Now is the time to invest in yourself. Yeah, now is the time to invest in yourself, to spend time doing things that you really want to do, things that you have been putting off, or maybe haven't felt like maybe you just didn't feel like that there was time for you. But I feel like as you are putting those boundaries into place, I think that's the truth here that you're awakening to, is how important boundaries are and how important it is to prioritize yourself, how important it is to prioritize your health, your well-being, um, and not putting off your dreams, not putting off the things that you want. I feel like you're really great at accommodating what everybody else wants, and now it's time to it's now time for you to allow that for yourself. All right, let's do one final tarot card. What else does Cancer need to know about the month of July? The other thing here that I'm hearing is there is no perfect time. If you're waiting for a perfect time to do whatever this is that you want to do, There is no perfect time. There will always be someone that needs something. There's always going to be something going on. So, you know, there is no perfect time. Now is the time. I do really feel that too. Now is the time. Oh my gosh, going back to the Four of Pentacles. Although we've got this guy upright, and I feel like this is, again, a reminder to be selfish, prioritize yourself, prioritize your needs, and to stand really firm with that. Whatever this path is that you are wanting to take action on, stand really firm. Hey, Maggie. All right. And final message, Cancer, for the month of July. And we'll leave it here. And I hope you have a wonderful birthday month, a fantastic July. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, final message. Look at this. I love this. Look at those cards matching. Dream your true north, card number 27. Again, just a little reminder, it's time for you to take action on your dreams. The time is now. 789, 789. I love it when they go in order. Now is the time. All right, Cancer, have a fantastic July and happy birthday.